Welcome to the Center of Love on this beautiful Sunday and Mother's Day Sunday. As you can see before us, we have a beautiful Mother's Day altar set up by Ali, but also with contributions from all of our lovely people. If you haven't contributed to the Mother's Day altar yet, we invite you to do so. And at the end of the gathering, you'll be invited to take a rose, either for yourself or for your mother or for whatever reason you may choose. All right, so welcome everyone. And as you know, the Center of Love is the world's very first disorganized religion. We are a non-profit in the sense that we do not have prophets to tell us what will come. We are the arbiters of our fate and our future. We hold the keys to our own salvation, and we are here to exercise that salvation in community and in love. Every individual here brings a unique perspective, a set of practices and methods, and perhaps even a tradition that they hold dear. And in this community, we consider what each individual brings to be a piece of a much larger, wondrous, and beautiful puzzle. So our purpose here is not to discuss the benefits over the cons of certain pieces of the puzzle. It's not to say my piece is the best and your piece doesn't work. Our goal here is to find creative ways to assemble these pieces together so that we can create a larger, more beautiful tapestry. And in doing so, bring more love into the world. And with that, my friends, I will bring someone to introduce Sylvie, who is our speaker today. I'm not sure who's going to be doing that. Oh, that's why it's a surprise. Okay, all right. I didn't. Well, there you go, Candace. Thank you for setting us up today.
Most of you know this is not my favorite thing to do. I'm like super nervous. All right, so we already talked about the flowers. Please take a rose with you at the end of the day. So Mother's Day, for some of us, it's joyful and celebratory, and for others, this day may carry grief, longing, reflection, and complexity. Wherever you find yourself this morning, we simply invite you to arrive as you are. Today, we honor not only mothers, but the nurturing spirit itself, the part of us that cares for life, encourages growth, comforts others, and helps things to flourish, and in a way that connects beautifully to today's theme. A couple of weeks ago, Sylvie and I were out for a walk, and we were talking about all kinds of things, the mind, plants, and of course, returning to our practices. And somehow we started talking about muscle memory. What I find fascinating about muscle memory is that the body remembers what we repeatedly practice. When someone trains a movement over and over again, whether it's lifting weights, playing the piano, or learning to dance, the brain and body remember those pathways. Eventually, the movement becomes more natural, more automatic, because repetition strengthens the neural pathways. Every time you repeat the movement, your brain reinforces the same neural circuit. Think of it like carving a path through a forest. The first time, you're going to need a big machete and you're going to be hacking at everything. By the 100th time, there'll be a clear path. By the 1,000th time, there'll be a paved road, maybe some street lamps, maybe some nice flowers. The process of muscle memory involves myelination. Your nerves get wrapped in a fatty layer called myelin, and that makes signals travel faster and more efficiently. Eventually, the movement requires less conscious thought. That's why you can type without looking at a keyboard, ride a bike years later, or perform a lift instinctively. The control shifts more towards subconscious brain regions. So even after a long time away from any type of exercise, it seems like you feel like your muscles have shrunk or weakened. People often regain strength much faster than the first time because of what remains. The neural pathways are still there, just a bit rusty. Plus, the muscle cells retain adaptations like nuclei, and they allow you to relearn faster than when you initially learned whatever it was. Your nervous system has learned a movement, and ultimately it remembers. It's almost like your body says, oh yeah, I've been here before. So the question is, does our inner life work that way too? Maybe the more we practice returning to gratitude, joy, presence, resilience, love, wonder, the easier it becomes to find those parts of ourselves again, even after difficult seasons. Not because life suddenly becomes cloudless, but because we've strengthened the pathway back to the light. Life circumstances are real, challenges are real, but the sun itself never disappears. And maybe growth is learning to remember that, both in ourselves and in one another. Today's gathering feels like a beautiful invitation to reflect on what we are practicing, what we are nurturing, and what kind of life we are quietly creating through our attention. I'd like to welcome a woman I've deeply enjoyed getting to know for her talk. Have fun creating a dynamic life. She's beautiful inside and out and has been such a source of inspiration, fun, and growth for me. Every time I'm with you, I leave feeling more connected to myself, others, and something greater. Please help join me in welcoming Sylvie.
This is the fourth time that I've done this. This is what you want, right?
No,
No?
I mean, yes, I'm.
And I feel very blessed at the different people who have been up here. And it supports in being seen, which is what this community is all about. Being supported in beautiful ways. So happy mothers. I suggest happy mothers to all of us, because we always want the best for our loved ones and are in caring motherly role for our children, but also our pets, our siblings, our parents. Sorry. Um, Nieces and nephews, friend, neighbor, or self. Maybe will. Just, it's going to be. So for all of you who, yeah, this is okay. What I'd like to do before we do the opening song is, what are some of the words you feel when speaking about mothers, the mother's love? Nurturing. Nurturing. Acceptance. Acceptance.
Unconditional.
Unconditional.
Powerful.
Powerful. Any others? Say it again. Imprinting.
Supportive.
Supportive. Yeah. Patient and directive, understanding, care, taking some time, want the best, and accepting completely the child. In many ways, we are all in a motherly love state in different situations. Having taken care of my dad with dementia for the last 3 years, it's been an honor because of realizing that I couldn't have expectations or I'm doing this, you should do this for me. I learned to love him in a way that was totally unconditional and loved the experience, because even at times when I was impatient or not quite there the way I wanted, I had some time to do it again and to practice, to really see him for who he was in that moment and celebrate all of it. I stand here because that wish that my soul has is for everyone to feel that, to live every moment of our breathing. We are here to shine our light and to be supportive. Let's start having that kind of love and support for oneself. Let's play today with that in mind. We can keep practicing, and there's always opportunities. When Craig spoke of don't talk to my friend like that in one of the other weeks, it reminded me of practicing speak to myself, to my soul, my childlike heart with loving respect. We want to be loved. We want to love and be loved unconditionally, practicing loving others and ourselves that way. So when we get lost and we don't know how to do that, remember how you feel when you feel loved by somebody else. And then we keep fueling from that. It's that muscle memory to go back to that light, reconnect to that strength that we are. We were all born babies. And when we cry or don't feel comfort, we cry because we need attention. So if there's a moment where we're feeling struggle, it's because our bodies, our soul, our whatever you want in that moment is asking for some attention in some way. It's not a problem. It's just an opportunity. We are light, not I am light, I am this. It's we are light together. Together we can do this. This is why these Sundays are so important. Sometimes we get confused, scared, or off track, but always we are light. It's that muscle memory that Candace was talking about. And breathe, we've had different people speak about breath. If anything, just take a moment to breathe and don't go down that hole of something that isn't supporting us. Maya Angelou says, nothing can dim the light which shines within. Even babies, when they get mad, it's for a reason. Our pets get hurt. We help them. We do everything we can to support them. Smile and love also as we watch them have fun and laugh. Be that for ourselves. I'd always say, have fun creating a fabulous day when my children were younger. And then one year, my daughter and I went to get tattoos. Pinky promised to love each other forever. And in that moment, I got another tattoo. I wasn't going to do this, but to have fun creating a dynamic life. So it changed, it was have fun creating a fabulous day. And then in that moment, when I was speaking to the person who was going to be writing this permanently on my body, something happened. And I just said, no, it can't be just a fabulous day. It's a dynamic life. And so off we went writing it. I had no idea. And then when I got home a day or so later, I don't remember exactly when, but I looked up dynamic. And this is a summary, but of a person, positive in attitude, full of energy and new ideas. Yeah, totally. That's me. And then another one was, what does dynamic mean in simple words? Always active and changing. Of course, life is always active and always changing. And who do I want to be? Who do you represent? Yourself in this moment. So do it respectfully and honor whatever is there for us. That's the muscle memory. When we're born as babies, we are that light. And it's about remembering that. And a few synonyms for dynamic is evolution, development, fluctuation. It's like, that's awesome way of thinking of life and how we are in this moment, living this life. And it became, on the altar, there's a keepsake of my dad's urn, no ashes in there, but because of that moment, those 3 years of doing that, it reminds me of making the most of this moment because we are alive. And so why focus on a negative? Why not fully live this moment and shine our light? that childlike wonder. We affect our environment. The other day I was walking by someone and they were singing a song, and then that song was stuck in my head. We are making the person I just randomly walked beside was singing a song. So we're infecting. Do we want to infect it with our negativity, or do we want to affect it in a beautiful way? Let's have more conversations about inspiring and heartfelt moments. Even the trouble, the issues, all of that. So how can we support it? How can we bring more light to it instead of just going down that hole and feeling victimized by the state of the world? Having more conscious focus on these moments will support stronger and deeper connections. The only promise is to listen, pay attention to the message. It's a clue, and accept responsibility to let me be me, living in this moment. As James talked about a few months ago about labels, I hate labels, so I was very interested in hearing his talk about labels. What I took from it is, on a label, the ingredients are listed by what's the most in the can, right? In the package. Well, our light is what is the most that's there. It's just covered up, or we included things in it that we have a choice to put more of the light into it. It's just covered up. Our light was there first. And, I believe and I see the light in everyone that I see. What we focus on does expand. So let the light shine bright. It's a choice. Building our foundation, making choices that allows us to have our light to be the brightest. As we allow stillness and continue with baby steps, sometimes it's easier, sometimes we need rest. It's okay. It's all part of the process. Remember that accountability is what it is. No judgment on self or others or the situation. I am being. I have a choice. I'm going to do A or 1. I may not like either one, but how I do that is the power and the shining the light of it. One of the most powerful books is The 5 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. Be impeccable with your words. There are other ones I'm not going to touch on today, but be impeccable with your words is speak with integrity, avoid speaking against yourself and gossiping of others. Say only what you want to say. Use the power of your words to move in the direction of truth and love. Do you have that opportunity slide?
No, but I might be able to get it.
I'll speak on it, and then if it shows up, it's just to help the visual. It's okay. It's so opportunity. It came to me a few months ago. The initials OPPORT. Open power play on respectful time. That equals unity. So if we're looking for community and unity is a harmony within and amongst individuals. Unity is built from a shared vision or a cause for the common good. Unity makes big tasks easier. The stability of unity comes from the spirit of equality and oneness. Again, back to the shining our light. A few synonyms for unity is also integrity, connection, and community. Maybe the journey isn't so much about becoming anything. Maybe it's about unbecoming everything that isn't really you. So you can be who you were meant to be in the first place. Paulo Coelho. The only promise is to have for yourself is be. Offer myself parent care, being. Bring awareness to what the strengths are and remember to let that light from my essence, let it shine through. All the things that act as clouds or anything that hinders in any way, let the wind blow it away. It's an opportunity to process and heal. And let the rain to wash it all away. Shine. When we cry, we release the pain. Let it warm you and be present. What is the gift of this moment? An opportunity to heal, to learn, to love, to be silent, listen to the cry and the need and hold space. The opportunity to stand up for myself, for another, and an opportunity to remember. Ask yourself, what do I really want right now? Say no to judgments of others and self, and say yes, thank you, to love, compassion, understanding, and to every opportunity.